Welcome back, originators. And if you're here for the first time, I am your host, Joseph Martin. And that like and subscribe goes a long way. So if you could be so kind as to hit that like and subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. Ooh, we gonna have some fun today. But before we get started, let's get to this disclaimer. All right, guys, these are my opinions drawn from my own experience and research. I am aware that sensitive subjects can potentially upset, offend, and make people uncomfortable, which is out of my control and not my intent. If you consider yourself someone who is easily triggered by sensitive subjects, please don't watch this video. My goal is to have intellectual conversations about the challenges and experiences people face to become educated and informed, not to be offensive. All right. Now that we got that out the way for the crybabies and the people that just blow stuff all out of proportion, let's have some fun. All right, as you can see in the thumbnail, we got the toy going on. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what the heck do that have to do with a seizure or whatever the case may be? I got to set the stage about what type of child I was, because this is going back into my childhood. These are some of the dumbest answers I ever got, but you got to know where they came from. I was an inquisitive child. I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know who, what, when, where, why, and how. That was my thing. I'm asking questions. I had to know. I'm into everything. I'm taking stuff apart. I got Legos. I just need to know. Now, as a child, because I don't know nothing about being an adult yet, I don't understand politics. I don't understand ego and all this other stuff. But I didn't know me asking questions could be challenging to some adults because they think I'm challenging their authority. I'm asking why I got to do that and why this and why this. That's how they were taking it. I wasn't challenging their authority. I'm trying to understand literally why. And you know the old cliche with the whole, because I told you so. I'm using critical thinking. I'm like, I can't go by I told you so. If everybody can just say I told you so, I'm looking for some type of discernment. How am I supposed to know who I'm supposed to listen to? What is this going? So anyway, I really wish that those adults took the time to take a step back and tried to understand me as a child. Like, he needs to know. He's one of these children and just need to know. I have to talk to him on his level to get him to really understand the answers to the questions he's asking. All right. Now that I got that set up for you, let's get into the story. Okay, the toy. So it's me and my brother, and we playing outside with our friend Remy. We over my stepfather's house. Now, I know this sounds weird, so let me bring you up to speed. My stepfather and my mother got divorced, and he still was picking me up when he was spending time with my brother, which is great because as a child, I didn't know that he could have just picked up his child and left me with my mom, but he didn't do that. So we outside playing, and it's other kids there too, but I don't remember their names. So as we outside playing, we have this toy that's a toy helicopter. It's similar to this. It's not the exact same thing. You pull the ripcord, and the helicopter takes off. Boom, takes off. So we outside playing. Boom, helicopter takes off. Oh my gosh, we excited. We chase the helicopter down, grab the helicopter, come back, do it again. Woof, takes off. We having the time of our lives. Nothing like what's going on with the kids nowadays because they in the house on tablets, the internet, playing video games. When we was outside, we had cuts, scrapes, bruises, and broken bones. We climbing trees, chasing each other, throwing frisbees, playing baseball with a tennis ball instead of a regular baseball, playing basketball on milk crates. So we outside. This is what we do, throwing frisbees, all of that. We playing with the helicopter, and Remy's brother come from across the street. Now, when he come across the street, Remy's brother is a teenager. So let me fill you in on this. Before you turn into a teenager as a child, the coolest people on earth is teenagers. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh man, we get our facial hair, or they get their facial hair. You get into puberty, you stronger, all of that other stuff. So I'm not, and as a kid, I also don't remember like being selfish. I just want to have fun. I don't care who pulls this helicopter cord. I just want this helicopter to go as high as it can possibly go. And Remy brother is a teenager. He bigger than me. He's stronger than me. I grabbed the helicopter. I'm like, hey, man, here, you do it. You do it. So I give it to him. And he takes the thing and boom. And I'm like, oh, I knew it. Just, I'm all in. So I chase the helicopter down. I bring it back. I give it to Remy brother. He do it again. Boom. Ow. So I go get it again. I bring it back to him. Now here's where things get interesting. Give him the helicopter. Woo! And I'm in awe again. I'm all in. I'm excited. My sounds is not matching the other kids around me sounds. I'm not looking at anything going on around me but this helicopter. I'm looking at the helicopter. Oh, look how high it went. I'm there. That's where I'm at. But my mind starts to kick in to where I'm starting to notice I hear panic in everybody else's voices. I'm like, what is going on? I'm looking at the helicopter. I'm like, ain't nothing wrong. It ain't about to get no tree or land on nobody's house. What they tripping for? I'm still not thinking to turn around. But when I finally do, I see Remy's brother laying on the ground. And he's shaking. His eyes is rolling in the back of his head. And everybody freaking and panicking. I'm not freaking out and panicking. I'm asking, what's going on? What's wrong with him? What's happening? But a few of the kids and Remy say, go get my mom, or go get your mom, go get his mom. I'm still asking, what's going on? What's happening? Remember, I'm a question asker, so I'm asking questions. His mom run and come across the street. She gets down on her knees, put his head in her lap. She's trying to hold him still. And I'm like, what's happened? What's wrong? She's not paying me no attention. She's an adult. She's paying attention to her son. But I'm freaking out. I'm a little kid. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And she says, go get a spoon. Now I'm really curious. I'm like, go get a spoon? What is a spoon gonna do? I don't know. What they need a spoon for? So they like, oh, hold him still, hold him still. And I keep asking, what is going on? What's happening? She finally gives me an answer just to shut me up. And she tells this 8 or 9-year-old child that the reason her son is going through what he's going through, they did tell me it was a seizure, but I don't know what a seizure is. She said it happened because he was having too much fun. Oh, why she tell a child that seizures happen when you have too much fun. When they picked up that boy and got him down the street, I found that helicopter and I grabbed it and I put that thing on there. Woof, woof. I'm just going. Oh, man. You couldn't tell me nothing after she told me that's what happened when you have a good time. Listen, I've been playing my whole life. I'm a kid, remember? And I'm like, if this is what having too much fun is, and I know I ain't never had that happen to me, what have I been having all this time? Because it ain't been that. What is too much fun? So I just know it's in this helicopter. I'm going. And now I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, man, I should have never let him, because I didn't have a seizure, of course. I'm like, oh, my gosh, man, I should have never let him play with my helicopter. He used up my seizure. I got to figure out what's going on. So for a whole week, I'm trying to have a seizure. I'm trying to have as much fun as I possibly can to have a seizure. I'm doing this for a whole week because an adult took the time to tell me that a seizure happens when you're having too much fun. It don't happen for me. I'm trying. I'm like, oh, no, that ain't it. I kept trying. So my brother's dad was in medical school. So I did know it had, and just looking back on it, I didn't know that he should have known, or the way he should have told me was a certain way. But I'm just telling you, he was in medical school. He's an adult. He should know how to talk to a child and explain to me on my level of what's going on. So I just asked him. I asked him one day, I said, Dad, got a question. I said, how come I can't have a seizure? This man told me Only certain people have them. So now I'm thinking I'm the most unluckiest kid in the world because I happen to be some of those people that can't have seizures. Looking back on it, I can laugh, but you guys got to understand, this made me miserable as a little kid. I wanted to have a seizure. This man should have asked me, because my name as a kid, they called me Joey. He should have been like, Joey, why are you trying to have a seizure? Why do you even want one? That should have been what he asked me, but he didn't. He just sat up there and said, only certain people have them. So now I'm feeling unlucky. I'm feeling like something's wrong with me because I can't have a seizure, which in my world, because of what Remy's mom said, I can't have too much fun. Having too much fun is something that is not possible for me as a child. Them was the two dumbest answers I ever got as a kid. And I really didn't understand how dumb they were until I grew up and became an adult and got more information for me to look back on it. Which brings me to where I'm at today, which is, as a parent and in conversations that I have, because of that experience, I know how important it is for me to make sure when I communicate with somebody, it's not about that I understand what I'm saying. I need to make sure that who I'm talking to understands what I'm saying. Because I have a responsibility to make sure I don't tell somebody something that have them misinterpreting something and just getting it all wrong. Like what they did had an impact on me as a child in a negative way. And they didn't ask questions. I'm asking questions. They should have asked questions, in my opinion. And as adults, I feel like we lose that curiosity. This channel, I like to focus on working on yourself. Learn, grow, earn. And I'm a huge advocate for reading physical books, real books. Let me show you. Here's a book I recently checked out of the library. It's a book by Thomas Sowell. The reason why I'm such an avid reader and why I feel reading is so important is because one of the worst feelings I've ever had in my life is somebody taking advantage of me. And I'm going to tell you what it feels like. If you've ever had your car broken into, your house broken into, or something stolen from you, that gut feeling and that uncomfortable feeling every time you get in the place that took place, like your home, your car, or anything like that, that's the type of feeling I get when somebody takes advantage of me. And I mean in a certain situation where they only was able to take advantage of me because they knew something I didn't. And as I started reading and started understanding how this stuff works, I didn't fall in love with reading because I just wanted to read. And we have this thing as people where we think everything we do, we have to like, or it has to be something that feels good. I took the lesser of two evils, which is I didn't like reading, but I loathed, for a stronger word, being taken advantage of more than I didn't like reading. And once I started educating myself in reading, I became more informed. I became more educated. I became more cultured and well-rounded. So now it's not many times that somebody knows more than I do in a certain area. Because even if it is something I know I need to get into or something that I need to understand, I go to the library or I buy a book, I do research, I find out what I need to know. And even if you have a basic understanding about something, it's hard for somebody to manipulate you and take advantage of you because you know. So sometimes it's not that somebody's actually more intelligent than you. It's just that they know something you don't. So if they know something you don't and you're asking them to educate you, then they could just tell you what they want to tell you or leave some key things out, and then they taking advantage of you. So that's why I'm an advocate for reading, because that leads to you becoming educated and informed and knowing better, and that prevents people from taking advantage of you. That's one of the benefits of being able to do that. Now, let's touch on a little bit about the parenting situation. Now, with parenting, I have to think like a child when I'm talking to my children sometimes, so I can make sure that I'm on a level. Like, for instance, I noticed that as parents, we would just tell our kids what to do, like clean your room, do this, do that. And what I learned where I was making a mistake as a parent by doing that is I can only ask my child to do something that I taught them or know they know how to do. For instance, I told my 12-year-old the other day to clean up the playroom or clean up the room. I check on him like an hour later, it's still messed up. And I'm like, son, stop playing with me, man. Clean this room up. You wasting time. And then something told me, hey, teach him. He probably don't know how to do it because my wife, she operates different than I do. She just do stuff as far as she cleans up after them versus teaching them how to clean up. I'm more hands-on. But since that's her department, I know that hasn't really been done, even though I've been asking her to teach them. I know she want to just do it and get it out of the way, but that doesn't help him. So this is what I did. I sat in that room and I taught him how to clean up. I taught him a technique like, don't touch something more than once. When you pick something up, put it exactly where it goes. Don't pick it up and move it here and then come back to it later and move it there and come back later and move it there. No. Find a designated area, pick it up and put it there. So when you pick it up and put it down, you're done. You don't have to touch it again. So that's just one of the examples. But I walked him through step by step how to clean this room up, how to fold the blankets, how to put the stuffed animals in one area, how to organize cases, how to put certain toys in a play bag or a toy chest, how to fold up the futon, how to sweep the floor, how to bring a bag upstairs so he's not going downstairs wasting time each time he need to throw something away. Bring a bag upstairs so you got the trash bag right there. Put the things in it you need to throw away, and then you take the bag downstairs one time. So like just showing them step by step. This is what I noticed after teaching my child how to clean this room up. That room is still clean. This was 2 days ago. That room is still clean. The reason why I believe that room is still clean is because he cleaned it. So now he has a sense of accountability and responsibility, and he doesn't feel good watching his brothers destroy that room or him destroying that room, knowing the work he put in cleaning that room up himself. The effort that went behind it. Now, if his mom had cleaned that room up, I guarantee you he'd be tore up again. But because he actually did it himself, he has a whole different appreciation and respect for keeping that room clean. Now I got this down in the description if you want to buy it and want to check it out. And spend more time with your kids outside. Show them what your childhood was like or our childhood was like. The frisbees, the playing basketball on a milk crate. Take them to a park, get some frisbees, play catch, play basketball, buy them a bike, get a skateboard, get skates, just do something outside. And you know what else used to be fun as a kid? Playing in the snow, building snowmen, buy a sled. You can go on Amazon and buy a wagon. Like that was something cool to do. Me and my wife and the kids would go to parks, trails, and put the youngest one in the wagon or picnic stuff and pull him around and have a good time walking around. Just spend some time outside. Don't let your kids stay on the computer all day, man. Playing video games and playing on tablets. In my opinion, that ain't healthy for the mind. And it's not healthy for your body and your spirit. You got to get outside, get in the sun, get some fresh air, get around some people, see what's going on. Don't just be on the internet all day on them tablets, man. I'm telling you, it's a lot healthier for you. Now, if you want to see a video about some of the troubles that I go through trying to work from home and you want some tips on that, how you can get better working at home, some stuff to minimize the distractions, make sure you check out this next video.